time to indulge in the glorious tastes of the season. A KFC fire log, and Taylor Swift is showing childhood home videos at Christmas. Could she be listening to me in the background?
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. It's Friday. I'm so excited. I love the weekend. It is Friday, December 6th, 2019. Day 85 of Got to Get on Ellen. Apparently, I am a sleep talker. Yes. How do I know this? Because I woke myself up last night. Yes. And this was like a full-on sentence. I think it was something about the dog. And I think I was directing it to my husband. So I woke myself up after I spoke this sentence, and I looked at the dog. I looked at my husband, and I was like, oh, did I wake him up? Oh, no. What happened? What did I just do? It's all a little groggy because you know how, I'm assuming I was in the middle of a dream. But I don't recall ever doing that before. Waking myself up and knowing that I had spoken aloud a full sentence. And I remember looking at my husband and going, oh, I hope I didn't wake him up. And then I promptly turned over because he didn't move and fell back to sleep. Interesting. Very odd. Does this happen all the time and I just don't realize it? I just don't know it? I'm a sleep talker. Joe has told me before that he's heard me mumbling a little bit in my sleep, but I feel like this was like a full-on loud sentence. Like I just said a sentence. And that's really what is kind of striking me the oddest. It was a sentence. Like I don't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't like a little word. It wasn't a little mumbling. Like I felt like I just really loudly said something. Woke myself up. Luckily, I did not wake up my husband. If I did, he didn't move or ask me, because he's the kind of person to be like, what did you say? What's wrong? What's going on? What's happening? So I'm assuming I didn't wake him up. Joe's a pretty good sleeper. He sleeps pretty heavily, which is good because I don't. So I kind of flip around a little bit here and there when I'm not having a great night's sleep. And then, of course, when I first get to bed, he's usually in bed already. And I have the TV on, and I've got my book and my little book light and all kinds of things going on. So it's a good thing that he is a good, solid sleeper. Some interesting news for you today. McDonald's now has a clothing line. What? Oh, my goodness. I love McDonald's. They have a Big Mac purse. I wish they had a quarter pounder with cheese purse. I would so snap that bad boy up. They have hats. And what I really like is they have a pair of socks with the large fries package all over them. I think they're adorable. I don't think I would really go around wearing a McDonald's knit hat. It was cute, but I kind of have an issue with advertising other people's things for free unless it's, I guess a product I really believe in or what have you. It's kind of the issue I have with the Salt Life thing that goes around. It's very popular at the Jersey Shore. It's basically just a brand. It's like wearing, Old Navy on your sweatshirt or the Gap on your sweatshirt. You're just, and people do that, and that's fine. But I don't know. I feel like I'm falling victim to someone else's marketing plan, and I don't like that. Unless it's the Hopefulist. And then, once I get my stickers, I hope you guys will put those bad boys all over the place. Speaking of fast food, it seems for the second year in a row, I missed this last year, probably because it sold out within hours. Walmart.com will be selling KFC fire logs. This fire log will fill your home with the scent of KFC fried chicken. Here's my question. Do you want to smell fried chicken throughout your home if you're not actually going to be eating it? It's kind of like coming home to the smell of hot turkey and not actually eating any hot turkey. It seems like a big tease to me. People seem to love it because, like I said, sold out in a couple of hours last year. If you're interested, go to Walmart.com, see all about it. I think it's $19. It's kind of cool for a gag gift, maybe like a white elephant or one of those Chinese auctions or, maybe a work exchange. Kind of cool for something like that, but I don't think I would want to burn that. It would make me want fried chicken, right? Anyway. So Taylor Swift on her Instagram yesterday was talking about how she just wrote a Christmas song. And she was talking about whether she should release it now or wait until next year. And she was talking to her cats about it. And she was asking their opinion because she feels like she doesn't want to wait a whole year. It is kind of late from the music perspective of it actually getting out there and getting played because she's only got a couple of weeks left. But I guess she went ahead and decided to do something with it. Hey, a boat. Somebody's going out on this cold morning. And it is not the water fox. Oh, they're probably going duck hunting. Ugh. Duck hunting started on Thanksgiving. I'm hearing a lot of shooting in my neighborhood. I keep telling my ducks to stay back here because they can't shoot them back here, only out in the open bay. So I hope you don't get any ducks today, pal. Love my ducks. Sorry, off on a little tangent there. So she put in her Instagram stories a version of, I'm assuming, this new song. And she's showing home movies from when she was a child. And there's one of her like pulling something out. It almost looks like a toothbrush, but she's like, the look on her face is like, wow. So I'm assuming it's not a toothbrush because I know I wouldn't have gotten that excited over a toothbrush, unless it had like, Steve Perry, John Bon Jovi on the front of it, something like that. Or if it was like a magic wand toothbrush, or if it had like pink frilly puffs on the top of it, which it could have because we don't see what it actually is. But she's just got this look on her face. And she's like, wow. And she is adorable. I have to say it. I know you know that I love my Taylor Swift. But man, she was a cutie as a child. And I'm wondering if she was listening to me in the background because this is when she was living in the area that I was on the radio. She lives on a Christmas tree farm. I didn't know that. Tree farm. Pretty cool, huh? So I was going to shoot her a message to say, hey, do you remember me from the radio? And she turns off all commenting on all of her posts. So there's no way for me to try and reconnect with one of my littlest fans that has now turned into me being one of her biggest fans. Someday I will meet Taylor Swift. And someday I will say, do you remember Scott, Nick, and Wendy from Rock Hits Y1 and 2? And she's going to go, yeah. And I'm going to be like, I'm Wendy. I can't wait. Speaking of can't wait, this weekend, tomorrow, in fact, it is the annual Ship Bottom Christmas Parade. I love a parade. I love this event. It's always been one of my favorites. Now, the first year I lived in Ship Bottom was 2003, I believe, and I had no clue about the Christmas parade. The Christmas parade is always the first Saturday in December. And I remember that first year that I lived in Ship Bottom, and that is even more of a short town because that's on the actual island. It's on Long Beach Island. I live now right before the island. I'm like 2 lights from the bridge. So it's crazy in the summertime, as you can imagine. So I was probably just going out to the store, maybe the grocery store, maybe to do some Christmas shopping. I don't know. But the traffic was insane. And I remember thinking to myself, it's December. Why is it crowded now? And I believe I read in the paper the next day about, because, yeah, we still used to read newspapers back then. In fact, I would go to the radio station on every morning, and the producer that we had at the time, Jen, would stop and buy all the papers for us, and we would read about 5 papers a day. We had 2 of the locals. We had the New York Post, USA Today, and I think one other one, maybe the Daily News, because that's where you got a lot of the gossipy stuff. So I think I read in the paper the next day about the parade, and I'm like, I can't believe I missed a parade. Shame on me. Well, I have missed very few since then, and it's something that I now drag Joe to. Joe has never once. No, that's not true. Last year he saw the parade, because last year, I don't know if we got there late or what, but, we hang out at one of my favorite spots on the island. It's called the Porthole. It's a little dive bar. All of us locals love it, and it goes right past the location where the Porthole is. So to say that the Porthole is insane on that day is putting it lightly. So the last couple of years, and I see it in my Facebook memories, we have gotten lucky. I'd say, I think at least 3 times in the past, I'm going to say 6 or 7 years, we've gotten a seat at the bar. So typically Joe holds onto the seat at the bar while I go out and watch a little bit of the parade. I'll watch a little of the parade, come back in, watch a little of the parade, come back in. Joe just holds the seat the entire time. I'm like, do you want me to hold the seats while you go watch the parade? He's like, no, I'm good. But last year we didn't get a seat. We didn't get a seat at the bar. And most of the time I'm not interested in trying to secure a table because, I don't know, I just don't really like sitting at a table. I'd prefer to sit at the bar. But I'm going with a group this year. So I'm thinking maybe a table is the way to go. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it's tomorrow. Very super excited. My cousin is coming up. He heard me talking about it here on the podcast, and he said, that sounds like fun. Maybe I'll come and join you for the Christmas parade. Well, please come on in. I sent him a message yesterday telling him to be here by 11 tomorrow morning. The parade starts at 1, but you want to get your good spot at the Porthole, so you got to be a little early so you can go, get your spot, have a pork roll and cheese sandwich. That's what I always get there. They're famous for their roast beef sandwiches. I'm not a big fan of roast beef, but they call them the famous. They're famous for them. Okay, maybe Jim will try a roast beef sandwich. We'll hang out there for a few hours, watch the parade, and then we go to my dear friends, Steve and Mary's house afterward, who has a little gathering, and it's always a lot of fun. Now, the weather, last year it rained, so we were all inside under Steve and Mary's newly raised house on their little under house area, which is enclosed, but it's a little short. Joe had hit his head a number of times coming in and out of the door. But this year, and they try to keep it outside, it's going to be cold, though. Cold, but they have this huge fire pit that and every time Joe sees it, he's like, Steve, how do you get your fire pit that high? I can't make my fire go that high. They have a really big fire pit, though. And it's just so much fun. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm bringing a little appetizer. I'm going with my old standby, my spinach dip, because it seems to be a hit. People seem to like it. And I think we brought our newly discovered BLT dip last year, and I don't remember it getting much of a response. So I'm going to stick with the spinach dip this year and maybe some holiday treats. I'm going to get into the holiday treats a little bit more in my blog, but might be whipping something up this weekend, so maybe I'll do it before the Christmas parade on Saturday, which is just tomorrow. So maybe I'll make that later tonight. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. Now, when I had emailed the instructions to my cousin, I had said, be here by 11. We're going to have lunch. Then we're going to watch the parade. Then we have a party at my friend's house. They're going to have dinner. Don't worry about it. He writes back, he gets, I'm tired already. What? It's going to be the best day ever. The best day ever.